Mr. President, why is running a country in South America America first?
Well, I think it is because we want to surround ourselves with good neighbors. We want to surround ourselves with stability. We want to surround ourselves with energy. We have tremendous energy in that country. It's very important that we protect it. We need that for ourselves. We need that for the world. And we want to make sure we can protect it.
I can't anymore. I can't. It's just so wild because, like, for decades, for like centuries, for 250 years, this type of like imperial violence depended on a certain type of deniability, and like with coups happening in the dark, assassinations and kidnappings of this kind being like outsourced, with like proxies being pulled, documents staying classified for 50, 75 years, where the people who directed it could say that they didn't know, they didn't authorize, they didn't intend for that to happen. And like he said, it's 6 years to the day that they assassinated Soleimani. And that started the end of that era that I was just talking about, when imperial violence depended on a certain level of deniability. And this decapitates the corpse of that era here and now. Just like that was assassination without shame, assassination as political policy, assassination as a political message. The point here wasn't just to remove Maduro, just like it wasn't to take out Soleimani. If that were the goal, there would have been quieter ways. The point was to, again, as they said themselves, to demonstrate that the rules no longer apply to them, and that sovereignty no longer protects you, and that status alone is what matters, and that status is either with us or against us, and that being a state official or a leader of a country is no longer a shield. And just as important, the point was to see what would happen next. There would be a few days of headlines, some hand wringing, but ultimately what it is normalization, because they're pushing the margin further than they've ever done before in this era, because there's not going to be any consequences. There's not going to be any sanctions. There's not going to be any prosecutions. There's not going to be any isolations. People will talk about the World Cup. People will talk about all these things about what could happen because of, by your logic of what you've called crimes. These are so much worse. But from this point on, the questions are no longer whether the United States is going to openly kill foreign officials or kidnap them and illegally bomb sovereign nations and kidnap their leader, because they've already answered that now. The question has now become like, who else becomes qualified for their attack? But yeah, my brain is melted with this overt imperial overreach. So I can't even get through the rest of the press conference. Yeah.